Hello my dear students, welcome to Computer Science class. Let us start with a chapter spreadsheet. So in our previous video class we have seen some other options like how to hide the grid lines, how to weave the ruler, right? How to perform the goal seek, how to see them, how to have an macros onto your Excel sheet. Now in today's class we shall discuss about the data menu. What are the different options that are available under the data menu? So herein we can perform the sorting operations, we can perform the calculations, you can use the autofill option. Yes, we can even use the built-in functions like statistical functions, mathematical functions, okay, text functions. There are different built-in functions. All these options we can perform in under the data menu. The thing is we need to have a table for it. Clear? So in the given tables we can perform all these operations. So let us see one by one operation. The first operation is the sort data. So sorting would help you to arrange your data either in the ascending or the descending order. But before to that we need to select the range of cells. So on selected range of cells we can perform the sorting. The ESS, that is electronic spreadsheet, will help and support for the alphabetic as well as numeric sorting. Apart from it, it also helps you to sort based on date, values as well as based upon even the color. So all these options I'll be showing you practically. Moving on to the next option, that is filter option. What is the use of this particular filter option? Filter option, suppose if you have in a given table around 100 rows you have, but for certain time you doesn't want to weave all those 100 rows, you just need some specific rows based upon some criteria, around 5 to 6 rows you would like to weave it, then you can use the filter option. Filter option will hide the rest of the rows and it will give you only the specific rows which you would like to weave based upon the given criteria. Okay, that is the use of filter option. Moving on to the next option, that is pivot table. Suppose in your table you have around 100 records, that means 100 rows you have, but you want to summarize your table based upon certain criteria or based upon certain columns only you would like to weave, not your entire table. You want your table to be weaved in a summarized format depending upon the situation. Then you can go for pivot table. If you want to perform the quick calculations, like you want to apply the sorting, you would like to have a count, average, minimum, maximum, all these you can automatically, you can get it by the usage of pivot table. Now where is this pivot table exists, this option? Under the insert menu we have this option, that is pivot table. Next option we are going to see is about Windows menu. Windows menu, here and we are going to display like if you have more than windows open, then how would you like to weave your window, whether in horizontal, vertical or tiled form you would like to weave your windows. Okay, and then we have freeze options, we have split options under the Windows menu. All these options we shall see practically. Now herein first we are going to see about the sorting. Okay, let us open an Excel file. Already here students, I have opened an Excel file here. I have created a table called as sales report for the May month, and I have a different columns here. Okay, that is date, employee name, designation, salary, total sales and region. But before to this, we should, how do we identify each cell? We identify each cell by the combination of rows and columns. When you click onto this particular cell, we need to identify with its columns, where columns are being referred actually by the alphabets, whereas the rows are being referred by the numbers. When you click on the cursor on it, now this becomes an active cell and each cell is been uniquely identified by cell address. Now the cell address of this one is J2. If you carefully observe, the J cell has been highlighted and herein the second row is been highlighted. Okay, I hope now it's visible. Now if you click on to this particular cell, if you see here, its column is highlighted and fifth. So this one is, the address is H5. You can even check it in the name box. Now here is an formula bar. Suppose if you want to calculate the total sales done by this particular column, then you can place over a cursor here and you can start writing the formula. Formula will always begin with an equals to sign, and then you need to specify the built-in function I'm going to use, that is sum. I'm going to use a built-in function, and after that when you perform the built-in function, then you need to specify the range. To specify the range, either you can manually write it. What is this one? This value is being started from the, that is E3. Am I right? You can give like this E3, okay, up to, you can select this one up to the desired column. Okay, let me show it again. So I'll just click on to this particular cell, is equals to sum, okay, and then open the flower bracket. You directly write the formula, or you can just use the range of cells like this. Okay, either you can even write like E3, okay, colon up to E7. You should know the how to write manually, as well as you can even take the range of cells. So when you click on to the enter, see here it is 1,35,000. So you can see that formula in the formula bar, that is fx. So this is a formula bar for us. I hope you are understanding how to create the formulas. Now before to discuss all these formulas, let us have a sorting option. So before we perform any sorting option, you need to select the content in your table onto which you want to perform the sorting. Now here under the home tab, we have an option like sort and filter. So this options will tells you, like, it will help you to arrange your data so that it will be easier for you to analyze. So sorting could be done either in the ascending or descending. So when you click on to this, you have A to Z sort, Z to A, that is from ascending to the descending, descending to the ascending. Or you would like to custom sort. Custom sort, what it is? It will help you to sort your table based upon the multiple columns. So click on to the custom sort here. So if you carefully observe here, employee name are Suresh, Tushar, Shashi, Tarun and Susan. Now here I would like to sort my table based upon the employee name. So here in this sort dialog box, okay, I'll just place it over here. Here based upon the sort dialog box, you need to sort it by the employee name. Then sort based upon the values. Whether you want to from A to Z you want to sort, or from Z to A. I'll click here as a Z to A and just click on to the OK. See here, Z to A I have chosen, so I'm getting in the descending order. Similarly, you can even apply for the ascending order also. Go to the custom sort. Just change here the order from A to Z. See, this is your entire table got changed, sorted based upon the employee name. Even the dates are getting sorted. So now I would like to sort my data in a table based upon the date column. Then you can choose a different column name here depending upon whichever column you would like. Date column. When it is on date, definitely it should be the values itself. So again from A to Z I want to weave. So just click on to the OK. See here 15th, 23rd, 25, 25 and 28. Okay. Now what if I want to sort my table based upon the number, that is based upon the values, that is total salary, total sales I'll take. So again go to the sorting option here, custom sort. Now this time choose the total sales you want to sort it. Now it is asking, see here, smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Largest to smallest I'll give it and then click on to the OK. Can you see the sorting happens here? Clear? Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll give a colors I'll give cell. I'll apply the formatting to the cells. So I'll choose it here as yellow color. The last one record also I'll choose it with an yellow color here. Okay. This one I'll give a cell color to be as, yes, this is not visible. I'll take a light blue color. Okay. These two I'll give some other different colors. I'll take it as a green, light green. Okay. So this is how I have given the cell colors. Now I can even sort my table based upon the cell color. So go to the sort and filter here, custom sort again here. Now this time values. So let it be the total sales here. So but I want to sort it based upon the color, cell color. Even font color also you can sort it by cell color. I'll choose. So which you would like to appear, the top order, which you want the top order to be there, yellow color or blue color or green color. So I'll take it as, you know, this green color. I'll take it and then just click on to the OK. Can you see the first all green colors have got sorted, then the yellow, and then followed by the blue. So this is how the sorting way takes place from, even based upon the cell color. Similarly, you can even change the font color and you can give. Now next here I am going to show you how exactly the filter option will work, students. Filter will help you to weave only the specific rows. Okay. So what I do, before you perform the filter option, you need to select onto which you want to perform the filter. So filter I would like to perform on based upon these columns. So select the range. The range is, if you observe here, the range is from, that is A, right, from A to F. Am I right? That is A2 to F2. If you see the row numbers also, A2 to F2. So what I'll do is I'll go for the sort and filter option here. I have a filter option here. Look at this. See, once filtering is turned on, click onto the arrow into the column header to choose the filter, which will help you to filter the selected cells. So click onto the filter. If you see, these symbols actually tells you that the filter option is applied to this particular table. Now I would like to see only few employees records I would like to see. Now it is, if you place a cursor, it is showing that employee, all the employees names are showing. So I'll click on to this particular filter. So I'll disable this select all. I would like to see only regarding Suresh. Okay, his contents rows I would like to see. Then click on to enable to this particular employee name and just click on to OK. See, this is how you are able to apply the filter. Similarly, now this actually it is telling you, this option is telling you, it's a filter option. It is telling you that you have filtered your table based upon one employee name, that's Suresh. What if I have to weave it with the filter option? I can even apply with Susan. I would like to see both the contents. So just click on to this. Clear? So Suresh and Susan, both the contents are being visible. Now similarly, what if you have to, you can even filter it through all. Now I'll go for select all option. I'll click on to, this is my original table. You can even filter it based upon the salary also. I would like to see the salary of, just 45,000 and 50,000. Who has this much of salary? I would like to weave it and just click on to the OK. See here, the Tushar, Susan and Tarun, they are having the range of the salaries between 45 to 50,000. Clear? Then not only this one, you can even perform the filter option. Okay, so based upon the cell color again. So I'll just enable this one. Click on to this. So what you can do is just click on to the designation. Based on designation also you can perform. Now herein I'll go for filter by color. Which color based you want to filter the contents? I would like to go for with the blue color here. So click on to that and see, you get a contents only which are in blue in color. Like this you can perform the filter option. But here in students, one option we have wherein we can have an advanced filter. Apart from this, what is this advanced? This is normal filter. What is this advanced filter? Advanced filter will help you to filter your table based upon the given criteria. Now this is generally by name and all, okay, but what if I want to see what are the total sales done only for Bagalkot district, and if you based upon certain criteria, complex criteria, this is simple criteria. If your table is too lengthier, you have around 20 columns. What if you want to weave the employee between the this month, whose date of birth is this much, salary is around 50,000 and whose designation is manager. Now these are more complicated criteria. I have more than one criteria to have, isn't it? So when you have more than one criteria, complex criteria, then you can go for the, that is advanced filter option. Here with a simple option I'll be showing you how the advanced filter option will work for you. So place your cursor. So I'll just remove this filter option first. I'll just want to show you how it works actually. So place your cursor somewhere. You decide what, based on what you would like to perform the advanced filter. I'll select this one and I'll copy it some region. I'll just copy it here. Okay, I just copied it here. Now place your cursor in this particular table. Now we have an option known as data. We have here menu as data menu. Click onto the data menu. Herein we have filter option, either from home tab you can use or from the data. Herein we have something known as an advanced filter. Click onto this particular advanced filter here. Now list range. If you see here, dancing lines you are appearing. Okay, dancing lines, this is actually telling you the selection, students. The selection should be right from A2 to this, which is a column here, A2 to F7. If you carefully observe, leave about these dollars and all, they are cell reference. Okay, if you carefully observe, it is A2 to colon F7. Now it is asking you what should be your criteria. To have the criteria, I am going to select this one, region Bagalkot district I want. So you need to select that cell. Automatically it takes the cell address. Then I'll choose this option as copy to the another location. I'll choose this one, and it is asking me to choose the location where you would like to want to see the advanced filter. I'll choose this one and just click on to the okay, copy to this particular location, click on to okay. If you see here, it is showing you what are the total sales and salary, what is the designation, employee name, what is being there for the Bagalkot district. Like this you can apply the advanced filter. I hope you are able to understand. One more example on advanced filter I can give you here. That is, here I'll choose a different filter. So I'll take a date here. Okay, I'll take a date, I'll copy it. Okay, I'll just copy it in this particular location. Fine. Now here I'm going to change the date. I would like to weave the transaction that are being done that is greater than, okay, 23rd, or greater than 20. I can give greater than 20. I would like to weave the transaction that taken place, okay, which are being greater than, I'll just widen it. Okay, that is greater than 20, this particular date. Then what I'll do, I'll just place a cursor over onto my table, go to the data option here. Okay, go to the advanced filter option here, list the range. That is, yes, from this table you want to have a pivot table, sorry, you want to have an advanced filter. Click the criteria. Now what is my criteria range? My criteria range lies here. So choose your criteria range, and you want to copy it into another location where you would like to place it. So I'll just choose the location here I would like to place it and click on to the okay. Okay, look at here, you want to see the date transaction that happens, where the date is greater than 25 and 2021. So these are all the transaction that took place, the greater than date, that is 20th May. I hope you are able to understand how to use the sorting option, filter, as well as the advanced filter. Now we shall go to the next one, that is how to have a pivot table. Now herein I have taken another sheet, that is sheet 2, the same table I have here, but here I'll be showing you how to have an pivot table. So to have a pivot table, select the range of the data. Okay, go to the insert menu. Herein we have pivot table. See what it is. It would help to have you the summarized data using the pivot table, and you can even have an pivot chart. Now here I'll be showing you the pivot table. So click on to this pivot table itself. So it is asking you on this particular range you would like to have a pivot table. See here, dancing lines, you can see that is what is the range, that is A2 to F7. If you see here, okay, that is A2, sheet 2, in sheet 2, that is A2 to F7, yes, herein. And then choose the existing worksheet. Within existing worksheet only I would like to have a pivot table, and click on choose your location. Here I'll be choosing, so click on OK. When you click on OK, when you scroll down, you can see this is a location where you will be able to see your pivot table. Now what I'll do is, I want to see that on what date, what were the total sales were being done. This is what I would like to see. On what date, on which date, how many total sales were being done. So what I'll do is I'll choose the date column. Now this is a pivot table field list I'll be getting. Row tables, values, if any calculations you want to perform, then you can drop down your columns into this, or column labels you want, or any filtering if you want to apply for, you can add those column names here. Now I would like to weave on which date what total sales were being done. So I'll just click onto this particular table. By default it will go in the row labels. See, you got here row labels. Then I want to weave the total sales I was telling, so I'll click on to the total sales. Since it is dealing with the calculations, it always goes under the value field list. You can see here your pivot table. On 15th 30,000 total sales was done. On 23rd 25,000 sales was done. On 25th 45,000 sales was done. Now I would like to see even who has done how many sales, which employee has done how much sales I want to see. Then you go on to the employee name. So just add this employee name. By default employee name is getting added into this particular row labels, but when you observe your pivot table, see Tushar has done 30,000. Okay, on 23rd Shashi has done this one. Now this is not the proper way of weaving your table. Then what I do is this employee field, I'll just add it in the report filter. I'll just add it in the report filter. Now if you observe all the employees, it is showing you the table. So click onto this drop down list here. Then I would like to see the sales done by Shashi. Click onto the OK. See Shashi on 23rd he has done how much? 25,000. See, if you look into your original table, Shashi has done on 23rd, okay, 25,000 total sales he has done. What if I have to weave about Tushar? So click on Tushar. Okay, so Tushar on 15th he has done 30,000. So on 15th 30,000. What if you want to see the multiple sales done by multiple employees? So click on to this. Okay, I would like to even see about the Suzanne also, and just click on to OK. See, on 15th this was done by Tushar, and on 25th it was being done by Suzanne, that is 35,000. Like this you can add. Now what if I don't want to weave with an employee name, but I would like to weave how many sales was being done based upon designation? Then disable this employee name. Just disable. Automatically that field will be removed from your pivot table. And what you want based on designation, so just click on to this. By default we know that designation will be there in the row labels. Just click make it to appear in report filter. Designation all by default it is showing, but I want to see what were the total sales done by the manager. So there are two managers here, that is Suzanne and Tushar. So 30 and followed by 35,000. What if I want to weave the total sales done by manager as well as product manager also? So just enable it and click on to the OK. Clear? So this is how your pivot table will help you to summarize your data when you have a very huge data with a huge values. I hope all these options are clear. Now let us move on to the Windows menu option. But before to that, let me open some other Excel files also which are there onto my desktop here. So now I'm going to show you how the Windows menu will open. So we need to come back to our View menu here. So in the View menu, we have something known as new window. If you want to open the new window, click on to the new window. A new workbook will be placed. Okay, if I just click on to here, okay, the new workbook will be placed. Now here in arrange all, I'll click on to this arrange all. So you want to you want to arrange it in the vertical form, and just click on to the OK. I have 3 workbooks open. If you look at this here, I have 3 workbooks open. So this is book 2, book 1 and Excel 1. Clear? What if you want to arrange arrange all in the form of horizontal? Click on to OK. You can see the book 2, book 1 and Excel 1 horizontally. So tiles is again the back cascading if you want. Cascading means one behind the another. By default it will be the cascade. You can see here book 2, this is book 1, this is Excel 1. Here. So what if you want to have split option. Right now in this particular point I want to split my table, then you can just go for the split option here. Click on to the split. If you observe here, I got a separate scroll bar to half of my table here, wherein it will act as an independent table. Here also, if you have, you can use the scroll bar. This is how you can split. Clear? Now we have another option known as freeze pane. What is this freeze pane? I'll be showing you here. I'll just remove the split. Okay, I'll just remove the split here. Now here to show the freeze pane, I have taken a different worksheet I have taken. So what if your table is having more than more records, if you are having, that is more rows if you are having, I'll just copy and paste it. Every time you scroll bar, okay, every time if you are scrolling bar, you will not be able to weave the headings. Can you see here headings? Can you weave it? No, only the data you can weave. See, as and when I scroll it, only at the beginning you can weave your heading sales reports date. Now what happens is, if I want every time I scroll, I want this sales report May month, I would like to see it, what's the table is about. I would like to weave, I would like to know what is the table is about every time I scroll. Then what you can do is, you just select the range of cells, click on to the freeze pane. So keep a portion of the sheet visible while the rest of the sheet is scrolled. So click here and you have different options like freeze panes, freeze top row, or freeze the first column. So I'll just click onto the freeze top row. When you click onto the freeze top row, and then now you start scrolling. Can you see the sales report May month? I'm scrolling, I'm moving on to the different rows here, but the first one will be freezed. Every time you can weave that particular row. Clear? That is what is the usage of freeze panes. What if I would like to weave the sales report? Then along with that I would also want to weave the column headers. Then what you do is, first unfreeze this. Okay, unfreeze the pane. Now you select the range of cells, how much you would like to freeze it, and then go to the freeze pane. Now this time you have to go for freeze panes. You have more than one column, that is row to be freezed, right? So you do this freeze panes, and now you start scrolling. Can you see? The first row as well as second is being completely freezed. So this is how you can use the different kinds of that is the options like freeze pane and all. Fine. I hope children, you are able to understand all these options. Now let us continue with our PPT. We shall discuss here the different kinds of charts, a very important one here. So what is the usage of the charts actually? What is the purpose of having the chart? If you want to represent our data in a statistical form, in the presentation, graphical presentation form, if we want to represent it, then we can go for the different types of charts or the graphs. So mainly these charts are extensively used to show the comparison between the data over a time period of time, or based upon the different patterns, or based upon the different trends in the data. Trends in the sense the data that changes over the time, we call it as an trends. So by looking at these charts, we can make out whether the data is rising or over the falling edge over the period of time. Now depending upon the situation, we have a different kinds of charts like columnar chart, bar chart, XY scatter, pie chart, Dauphinate chart. We are having a different forms of charts. Now what are the steps to insert a chart onto your Excel file? The steps to insert the chart is to select your range of values, insert the chart, and then type the chart. Okay, type the chart x-axis, y-axis, choose the appropriate layout for the charts. Okay, and then you could weave the graph. Now let me show the by default the chart, how to place it here. So here I'll just go to, you need to select your data on which you have to have the chart, something like that. You need to select your data. Now here just I'll be showing you the steps to insert a chart here. Just I'll choose this particular location, go for the insert here. I have a charts pane here. This is a chart wizard also, you can tell. So columnar, line, pie, bar, area, XY scatter, or different kinds of other charts. So click on to this pane here or wizard. See, by default you will be having the columnar chart selected. Depending upon that which you need, you can select it for. So here you have a different kind. We have an XY scatter chart. Okay, XY scatter, scientific, for scientific plotting we use it. Pie chart when you are dealing with ratios and proportions. Okay, line chart when you are for a long period of time, when you are performing the comparisons, then you can go for the line chart. So depending upon your data and your needs, you can use the different kinds of charts here. So let us have a quick glance on what are the different types of charts we are going to discuss here. The first chart we are going to discuss here is about the columnar chart. We shall just see here, we'll see what is the layout of columnar chart and when it is to be used. Okay, so these are to be used when we have to compare the values over the time period. When we have the, we need to have a comparisons based upon the years, based upon the quarters, based upon the month wise. If you want to compare the values of data, then we have to use the columnar chart, wherein this columnar chart is giving less importance over the time period. Okay, for that, in that case we have to use the columnar chart. Now here is an example. I have a table, therein we have 3 columns: CS, department, total number of boys and total number of girls. This I have taken just a dummy table, a simple table, so that you can clearly understand how the layout of the columnar chart would be. So here P1H section is having the total number of boys is 50 and girls are 25. When you look at your chart here, this is a columnar chart. Herein you can add the x-axis and y-axis. Here x-axis I have added here. Here x-axis you can give the title for this. You can write it here as a sections, and y-axis you can write the values. Okay, and this actually it is showing, that is blue in color, it is actually showing you the series here. Blue in color it is showing, indicates that so total number of boys are indicating, that is red in color it is showing as total number of girls. When you look at the P1H section here, the total number of boys are 50. So if you look at here, blue in color, which is ranging between 40 to 60. Now this is exactly plotting to the 50. The total number of girls are 25. Similarly, G section, the total number of boys are 100 and the girls are 20. Like this, you can have the columnar chart. Moving on to the next one here, that is the bar chart. When to use this bar chart? See, bar chart is very much similar to that of the columnar chart. Suppose you have many number of data to be handled, then it's better to choose the bar chart as comparatively to the columnar chart. But here the bar chart has been rotated to the 90 degrees here. It is very much similar to that of columnar chart. Here also we have, if you want to compare the value based upon the time, then based upon quarterly or yearly or based upon monthly, you can go for the bar chart. But here is what the bar chart gives more importance to the time period as comparatively to the columnar chart, and if you have more values, then it is better and recommended to use the bar chart itself. Same for the same table, I have taken the same table, the data here. You can see here, this is a vertical way it is representing FT. FT is how much? For 50 is the that is 12 is the total number of girls. Okay, it is ranging between the 0 to 20, that's 12, and then the total number of boys is around 50, so which is ranging between 40 to 60. The same thing, but only it is rotated in 90 degrees. Moving on to the next kind of chart, that is we are having the line chart here. So when to use the line chart? See, when you, as I said, when you have to compare the values over a long period of time, okay, wherein you are giving more importance to the rate of change rather than the amount of changing. By how much percent you have made a profit this year, by how much percent you are in loss into the previous years or past from 5 years. Like this, if you are comparing your data for a long period of a time, by what amount of rate, then you can go for the line chart. Here, whether columnar, bar chart or the pie chart, whatever it is, the data has been arranged in terms of rows and columns. See the layout of the line chart here. The same table I have taken just to show you how the layout of the line chart would be. Here you can add the chart title name. You could have added here as computer science department. You can add the chart title name. Here you can add for the y-axis, I have added here as value. X-axis I could have added here as section. See here, this color, gray color, it is indicating the total number of boys, and the orange color, it is indicating the total number of girls. So these are the different ways of using the different kinds of charts. Moving on to the next chart is the very important and interesting, that's a pie chart. I hope you will be very well known what is a pie chart and when to use the pie chart whenever you're dealing with the ratios and proportions. Okay, when you want to see how much part the each section is contributing to the whole, when you see, then it is better to choose for the pie chart. So pie chart will work well enough when you have a very small amount of a data, very few amount of a data. If you are having, then pie chart would be better. Suppose if you have more amount of data, then the pie chart would definitely work, but its representation will not be that clear like when you have a very less number of data through the using the pie chart. Okay, let us show the example here. Look at here. See here, on and whole to the 100%, Pu1H section is contributing 20%, 1G with 40, 2F with 20, FT as 20. So total when you calculate, this is 40, this is 40, 80, and then this is 100. So total when you are want to see what is the contribution done by each of the section, then you can go for the pie chart, or when you are dealing with any ratios and proportions. Clear? Similarly, we have a next type of a chart, that is a DOFNet chart. DOFNet chart is very much similar to that of pie chart. So we have a DOFNet chart here. Let us move on to DOFNet and then come back to the XY chart, because it is very much contrary to the this pie chart. So this one, DOFNet, is very much similar to the pie chart. But here the first data will be always placed at the center of the DOFNet, and each one will be placed, successive columns will be placed onto the next, which forms the rings onto the DOFNet. Now, like how the pie chart is having, the similar way the DOFNet chart is also having a hole into it. Now when you carefully observe here, this is the first column, that is, it is representing the total number of boys. Similarly, depicts the second column, that is the total number of girls. Suppose like that you have n number of columns, so each one ring it will be formed to have the first column, second and third way. So this DOFNet it can handle the huge amount of data, unlike the pie chart, which is very well work with 6 to 7 values. Here in the DOFNet it can handle more amount of data. So if you see here, Pu1H section, boys are how many? 50. Okay, girls are how many? 100. Okay, sorry, boys again here for G section 100, and then 2F 50 here, FTR 50. Girls, when you see H section 25, G as 20, like this it is depicting the data. Moving back to the XY scatter chart. When to use this XY scatter chart? It is commonly used to plot the scientific data. When you want to find out the relationship between the two numerical values, and when you want to see whether each are dependent, two numerical values are dependent on each other or they are not dependent on each other, how far they make the changes with each other, what kind of relationship exists between the two different numerical values, then in that case, for the scientific research purpose, they extensively used a XY scatter chart. The same way herein, this is how the layout of XY scatter chart would be. So this completes the discussion of the different types of charts or the graph. I hope students this session was useful for you. Okay, stay home, take care of yourself students. Thank you.